Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. Allison, I had to save Seth Abramson's tweet thread for you because I thought, isn't it weird if this all comes magically full circle to Russia? Because I'm like, we can't give a traitor the nuclear codes again. We just cannot by any means necessary.
I was told Russia was a hoax, Stephanie.
Right.
Yeah, but the Russian plane parked next to Trump's plane, I got to get your take on this whole thing. He just said update. The planes were side by side for 2 full days in an isolated part of the airport. The Russian plane is the one the Kremlin uses to move people and documents from the United States to the Kremlin. There's been no explanation for this, and the media has not asked about it. Because of course not, because Joe Biden's old. He said, Seth said, I feel better about this, quote, coincidence. If Trump's jet hadn't been where he secreted stolen classified documents, he publicly said he has every right to sell or gift as he sees fit. And if the Kremlin weren't interfering in this election on his behalf and wanting payment for doing so, I'm like, oh my God, now I'm having acid flashbacks on top of everything else. So I want to get...
How much secret polling data is going onto those planes, right?
Yeah. Oh my, yeah, there you go. And by the way, Paul Manafort, even though there was an outcry, he's still working with them, right? They just do it clandestinely. All right, I'm going to get all your reaction on all that. So full circle with all of Trump's criming, right? Up through the Supreme Court yesterday. Just the Trump plane next to the Russian plane. He said, some of you may forget, thinking Trump stored his most valuable stolen classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. In fact, that's not true. He sifted out the most valuable stolen docs and put them on his jet as he was leaving for Jersey. We have no idea what happened to them after that. Some of you may also not understand that the Russian plane in the photo above is one of the only places the Kremlin is able to operate in American airspace right now, and it is specifically designated to move people and documents from Washington to Moscow. Whatever the reality of the jet Trump stored stolen classified documents on, docs he intended to sell or gift, being in an isolated part of an airport for 2 days beside a Putin jet tasked with ferrying documents to Moscow, this couldn't possibly more urgently warrant FBI investigation. Aside from having flashbacks and PTSD, Allison, what's your take on that?
It's great for Seth to point that out. We talked about it a little bit on our podcast too, but I mean, it's just par for the course. We don't know what's going on. I hope somebody's watching. Our intelligence community has been kneecapped since nobody trusts us anymore because of Donald Trump. So it's, and even at the outside, if it's a counterintelligence look at what's happening between those two planes, it's not something we'll ever learn about.
Yeah. And the Supreme Court will just say it's fine to collude with a foreign power to get reinstalled.
It's presidential official act.
But interesting point. Manafort is currently assisting the 2024 Trump campaign. It began by doing so openly after bad press was forced to do so in clandestine fashion in exactly the same order of events that happened in 2016. Trump has a history of repeating misconduct if he's not held responsible. There's been no repercussions for Trump colluding with Russia in the past. So here we are, right? It's all the same cast of characters that you talked about in the beginning on Mueller, She Wrote, right?
Mm-hmm. And he can't be held responsible. Well, I mean, I think probably maybe 60% of the coup indictment can go forward, but I think Judge Cannon is like licking her chops, like, all right, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can dismiss, even though all of that.
Meanwhile, I just thought it's so hard to keep up with all the criming, but Midas Touch, our friends, said breaking, Donald Trump repeatedly named in new unsealed Epstein grand jury documents multiple messages left by Trump for Epstein. I mean, I asked Noel Castler the other day, is all the truth ever going to come out about Donald Trump? And he said no, to which I said, boo! That's the wrong answer.
Yeah, anyone who has anything, now is the time to release it.
Yeah. Yeah, God, I'll say. I mean, let's give me one more, Adam Kinzinger, and then we'll. Yep.
I will fight as hard as I can to make sure he wins election. But I think you have to realistically look at what happened and address it from that perspective, and now go forward and prosecute the case as best you can. So I have no doubts, no regrets of being on Team Biden. I'm excited to do it, to beat Donald Trump.
And I do think the Supreme Court gave us a huge assist. With Roe. I mean, this as a woman, Allison. Women are not. Roe-vember is real. Roe rage is real. So, and then yesterday's Supreme Court ruling on top of that, I just think whatever, funk you were in over the debate, I hope you snap the out of it. We have to send share door to door. That's always my solution. We just send share.
And I didn't see a lot of women overreacting to the debate.
Snap out of it.
I'm sorry, that was share.
I think women are ready to work.
Yeah.
And I think we might have a very, very outsized role in what happens in November.
Yeah.
November, like you said. So we'll get to work.
Yeah. I mean, we can't, as I say to Linda, we can't give in to despair. That's exactly what they're hoping, that we
Along with all of our allies, our men allies, our NBs, all of our allies are going to be with us on Roe, 100%.
Yep, absolutely. Allison Gill, you remain just a myth, a legend of host of Jack Daily Beans, Clean Up on Aisle 45, MSW Media. You're not Allison Gill, bitches. You're just not.
No, nobody is.
Yeah.
Nobody's that good.
All right.
Except Allison.
We love you.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what to even say about that. I'm going to go tell me
All
my
right.
jammies on your show, and my jammy is like,
All right.
Yeah.
Buck up, little lady. We're going to do this. We got this.
we got it.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah.
Bye,
Thanks,
sweetheart.
Allison.
There she
Thank you,
goes.
Allison.
Bye.